All right, y'all. Pulling into the last section here. This is not a little class, the class we've done on chapter 60 of the book. You're in part 4 now. If you haven't caught the first few parts of it, you might have chose this one because it's kind of short or whatever. But what we've done, let me show you this while you're here. I got to go all the way back to where I was just now. But show you what we're doing. All right, so if you're just joining us, we're in chapter 60. It's called Work in Accord with the Spirit of Christ. It's coming from the Third Testament of the Bible, which is the revelation of Jesus Christ. If you're first time hearing about this, we're trying to be the first ones to put some Bible studies up on the web, get the ball rolling so we can get interested. This one we're doing in chapter 60 because it is the work in accord with the Spirit of Christ. You know, we all want to, we are wanting to go and do work, at least I am, and I think you are too. If you made it through the first 3 sections, I know you are. First 4 sections. I think this is section 5, part 5, actually. But we've gone through the qualities and abilities needed in the new apostles. That was the first section, first part of this video series. Comportment, that's behavior while spreading the word. We talked about that. Talked about the correct way to spread the word. We just finished up the mission of comforting and healing those who suffer. And then we're going to talk about the moment for beginning the worldwide mission that starts on verse 112. So let's go down there right quick. And this one shouldn't take long at all. I did want to say, guys, this is the first time we did one like this out of this book. This is the first time we did a class like this out of this book. So you guys give us some feedback. You know, and what you think. We know it's long. You know, you come and say it's long, and be like, duh, you know, we did it. You know what I'm saying? You get to fast forward. I don't get to fast forward too, you know, later on to see what I'm going to say. I got to actually, you know, stay here with it. Let the Lord feed it to me one syllable at a time. You know, praise the Lord for him doing that. All right. So verse 112. If for the moment the world is so blind that it cannot see the light of truth, nor hear my call in the depths of their beings. Meaning, okay, these are the people you're going out to talk to, and they are so blind. You know, remind me of some relatives of mine. You folk so blind. If they so blind, it says, pray and gain spiritual ground. Okay, now is that a trick? Does praying gain us spiritual ground? We got to look at this thing real close. You know, I'm a word guy. When he say something like that, prayer gonna give me some spiritual ground. Is that something I'm gonna put in my toolbox? But that's what it sounds like to me. Prayer gains you spiritual ground. Comment on that. What you think? For in these moments you will be heard. For all peoples are consecrated to preparing themselves to destroy and defend themselves. What? Let's start over. For if for the moment the world is so blind that it cannot see the light of truth nor hear my call in the depths of their beings, pray and gain spiritual ground. For in these moments you will not be heard, for all peoples are consecrated to preparing themselves to destroy and to defend themselves. Okay, so he's saying when this thing gets really bad, and it's supposed to be really bad, you know, we all know that, you know, it's going to be a huge war, you know, that's going, you know, and then it's going to go downhill from there. Well, he's saying when you're in these perilous times and you find yourself where people won't listen, where, you know, it's pretty much hard on you. If you read the word, it's pretty tough. He says, pray and gain spiritual ground. Gain some ground through your prayer. You got to understand how this thing works. You know, read your book, read this book, you know that what prayer does. You're sending positive thoughts out in the atmosphere that's being multiplied and coming back to you. You know what I'm saying? These are the power upgrades that we keep talking about, guys. Ain't no tricks to it. You know what I'm saying? How about start to control your thoughts and then good things start happening to you? That's an upgrade, ain't it? You know what I mean? You know, you expecting some, you know, controlled lightning or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Maybe that's your power. You'll get there, but you got to get the basics first. And he says, for in these moments you will not be heard, meaning, you know, too much going on, people are too busy destroying themselves or trying to defend themselves to listen to the, you know, you or the Lord at that moment. It ain't going to get through. So that's why you're praying. It says, verse 113 says, men must blind themselves yet more unto desperation. So when that moment, it's going to seem like, you know, people ought to be listening to you. Things are so bad. It seems like they ought to be listening to us. You know, tell them that there is an ark. All you got to do is get in it. And somebody saying they're going to be running around like chickens with their heads go off. You know what I'm saying? Shooting each other. You know what I'm saying? And It's going to have to go on a little more. Men must blind themselves yet more. You know, the hatred, the terror, and the pain reach their limits. They got to reach the limits. You understand his playbook here, and you know he's going to let us reach our limits before he does what? Before he turns on this, what is it called? The Trinitarian marriage something doctrine, you know what I'm saying? It's like he flips the switch on this thing. Whatever it is gonna happen in real quick. That's that rapture we keep talking about. But he's gonna allow us to reach our limits first. That's what's important to know, is that, you know, so you don't give up in the middle of the struggle, is that, hey, it's just gonna keep getting bad until he say so. That's what they mean. Nobody knows the day or the hour. You're gonna be sitting there crying and hollering like, I know he gotta come now. I know he gotta come now. It's just so bad. He's gotta be here. Lord, where you at? You gotta be here. And not today. Not today. He gonna be sitting there with heaven shut. Heaven shut. You know what I'm saying? Like my old college professor, you know, on finals day when he just won't open the door at all. He's sitting there, got to bang him. You know, you banging on the door, you know, 2 or 3 students banging on the door. What do? You always go get the dean. The dean comes down there with the keys to open it and find out what you know, get the paper you needed out of there. And so he is sitting up in there. You know what I'm saying? That's the case every time. Well, that's where the Lord going to be for 1/2 hour. Now, I calculated that half hour that, you know, heaven's going to be shut. You read Revelations, and it calculates about, you know, 7 days to me. A little bit right at 7 days, a week. So you could imagine heaven being shut for a week. You know what I mean? And, you know, if y'all give me some comments, see, I did this. I drew that up, you know, to calculate it 7 days. I drew it up on a little chalkboard in the room, and I always take a picture on my chalkboard before I erase it. So I got that file somewhere. I can show you how it's calculated 7 days. But, you know what I'm saying, leave a comment. Give me some motivation to do it. You know what I'm saying? I'm just, you know, I want to give you, I kind of want to give you what you want, because I want you to look at it. And if I don't think you're going to look at it, I ain't wasting my time. You know what I mean? I waste enough time doing what I think I'm supposed to be doing. I ain't gonna waste no time thinking what I think I'm supposed to be doing. I ain't got time for that. Did we jump ahead? Let's go back and see. Oh, wait a minute, we going the wrong way. Oh, must blind themselves yet more unto desperation, the hatred, the pain, reach their limits, nor will that be the right moment to give them my message. So listen at this, how bad it's gonna get. You're already killing and trying to save yourself. That wasn't bad enough. Now you're in desperation, hatred, and terror. Pain reaches limits. That ain't bad enough. Nor will that be the right moment to give them my message, for you will be like a voice crying in the wilderness, unlistened to by any. So, you know what I mean? People say, oh, don't nobody know what's going to happen. No, man, you don't know what's going to happen. I read the scripture. The scripture tells you what's going to happen. Let me tell you exactly what this is saying is going to happen. You're going to keep on that path that you is on, talking ignorant, until, you know what I'm saying, all this bad stuff's happened to you, and you still ain't going to be listening. You're going to be sitting there, you know what I'm saying, with a meteor smashing on your leg, you know what I'm saying, and you sitting there hollering out, and I'm going to be like, you know what I'm saying, I can't lift it, but, you know, if you and I, you know, get our minds right with the Lord, we can probably lift it together, and you like blaspheming. You know what I mean? That's what's about to happen. It says it right here in blue and white. I think it's black and white, but no, it's blue. 1:15. After the entire earth has been greatly tested and shaken. Now, see, y'all look at words like tested and shaken, and then comes across as small words. Tested and shaken. After this world is tested and shaken, you ain't gonna recognize it no more. You better take a mental picture of it now, because you know what I'm saying, it's gonna be different. This tested and this shaken, you don't want to, golly. What is it, chapter 55 or chapter, you know, when it talks about the purification of the earth. But he's saying even after all of this stuff, the people still ain't gonna be listening. The majority of the people ain't gonna be listening. He said, oh, I'm listening now. Yeah, you know, a lot of people will be listening, but 4% is a lot of people. 4% is a lot of people. 4%, I don't know what, you know, that is of 7.5 billion people, but 96%, you have to admit, is a lot of people too. And 90% of the population who don't care nothing about the Bible or scripture, you know what I'm saying, they ain't gonna know this is coming, and they're gonna be sitting there blaspheming the Lord instead of, you know, trying to get right or whatever. And you see all of this coming. We done shot each other, we done whores and stuff have come on, and now even the earth has been tested and shaken, and every nation, institution, and household fully judged to its roots. You got to understand, he planned on knocking every building down. Y'all read the Bible. He planned on shaking everything loose. Everything going. The mountain's going to be flat. Can you imagine what your little house going to look like? He didn't flatten the whole mountain that your house was sitting on. What your house, where is it going to be at? And the question is how many miles of rock is it going to be under? You know what I mean? Talking about your house. That's what it's about. All this materialism about to go away. We're about to get humbled. You know, humbled to its roots. And humanity has cleansed every stain. So you got to understand, we got a bunch of stains. Every act. I know I'm jumping all over this text here. You know, talk about chapter 50, but you know that's what he said do. Every stain. These stains are things that you could consider them things that we've done over the years. I know you could think of them as imperfections and sins or whatever, but bear with me. These stains that he's talking about right here, he's talking about every bad crap that ever been done in this world got to be undone by the person who did it. What up? I feel like the guy down at that, what is that? The big newscaster. Well, Good Morning America, where you got all the people outside the window watching the show. Wait one time for the camera. Well, I'm new at this, guys. I was like, if I sound like I'm having fun, man, I'm bred for this. I told you. I found my niche. You looking for yours? I'm gonna help you find it. We gotta get some basics first. Let's get some basics. This is the basics here. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna find your wings too if you ain't got them already. All right, so the stains got to be removed. You will go prepared in my name to take my doctrine to your brethren. Okay, so now all of this stuff that happened. Now you about to go. Look what it says in the title of this thing: the moment for beginning the worldwide mission. So the mission ain't began yet. You say, well, what are you doing in the meantime? Sitting there twiddling your thumb? No, you got to get right. We got to get right. I got to learn how to live this thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm over here popping off at the mouth, but you got to remember what I'm doing. I'm talking about the new apostles. We're preparing for the new apostles. You know, I want to be one. You know what I'm saying? So you learn more by teaching than you do by reading or listening. So I'm going to jump on here and teach a class about it. I want to be one. You know what I'm saying? I want to be counted in that number. What do you say in the earlier thing? Who don't want to be counted in that number? Everybody do. Well, let's get some more text and let's get it. But that's what we're talking about here. 1:16 says, let me see, is this the last one? Yeah, that's the last one. When the time comes, beloved people, you will arise and share my holy word with your brother. So he got the time. You know what I mean? I jump on here and, you know, I'm impatient. I'm impatient. I confess my sins out loud to people, even though I don't really have to. You know, ain't none of your business or whatever. But, you know what I'm saying? You can probably try my patience, help me get better with that, but I ain't going to do it. I'm going to get on my nerves because, you know, I just have patience issues, and I'm working on them, man. Pray for me. Pray for my patience. But, you know what I mean? So when I make these videos, I immediately jump and see who done watched it. I posted a video at 3 in the morning, you know what I'm saying, after I finish editing everything, go back to sleep. And by 5, when I wake up in the morning, I'm already look to see if anybody done watched the daggone video. I'm impatient. You know, but it's a time coming. He got the time set, and ain't nothing I can do to make people, you watching it. You watching it because you probably like me, you know. You want knowledge, truth, and understanding. You don't care what time of the day it is. The rest of these people, they going to wait till... you know, midnight. They're going to wait till, you know, the ship is already hit the sand. The ship going to be on the beach, flooding with water. And these folk going to just now start to, you know, think about, you know, getting off the boat. They still in there packing their crap, you know what I'm saying, looking for their suitcases and all stuff up under the thing. And you need to be getting off that boat. That boat done. That mess is gone. All that mess is waterlogged. You need to come on out here and trying to be finding you a place to get, you know, some shelter in this new environment, this third environment. You need to be trying to get over, you know, over here and forget all that mess on that boat. You will scatter throughout the world like good disciples. Okay, now this is letting you know what he's planning on doing. So when you feel this urge to be going somewhere, or you feel the calling to be going somewhere, now you know what's up. He's telling you you're going to be scattered throughout the world like good little disciples, like good little pawns on the chessboard. He's going to put you in positions to do his work. You know, his clean, I don't want to say dirty work. It's the opposite of dirty work. Cleanly work, you're going to do his work. And this new gospel, which I have brought to you, will spread. And that's the work that we're doing. We're spreading this new gospel. You know what I mean? The old gospel is not, he ain't moving it at all. It's still there. It's still solid as a rock like the first 2 pillars. This is just the 3rd pillar added. You know what I'm saying? That's going to give us the essence of the whole thing, help us to understand everything that's been going on all throughout from Genesis to Malachi, from Matthew to Revelations, and this one right here, they all go together. This is the third piece. If you know anything about numerology, like I said, before, and I don't know anything about numerology, you should have known there should have been 3 of them. This is the third one. I didn't know it. Like I said, I don't know nothing about numerology, but what little bit I know is it should have been 3 testaments, and here, there it is. Let's see. The light from the 6th seal will spiritually illuminate humanity in this period. See, now, that's what Bible story is all about, because you read that verse, you have no idea what it's talking about. The light, 6th seal, spiritually illuminate, period. What does them words mean? You know what I'm saying? You think you know what humanity is. Well, I should say, I think I know what humanity is. But, these other words need some expounding on. The light we're talking about, again, is spiritualism, the inner light that's always been there. We just put it out with our materialism or whatever. It's going to get the shining and glowing to where we can actually see by it and navigate this wicked old world. He said from this light is going to come from the 6th seal. Now, the 6th seal, that's deep. You know what I mean? Because, you're getting into the Elijah spirit. You're getting into, the forerunners that's going to come out. That's a whole nother class on itself. Matter of fact, you can look at the other class. Now, I didn't touch on it that much then. That's a whole day's worth of talking. And it's very important, too, for you to understand this Elijah period, this 6th seal that he's talking about. But it's just beyond the scope of this class. He says, we'll spiritually illuminate humanity. Going to, it's kind of talking back by the light. And he started off talking about the light. Now it's talking about the same light here with this spiritually illuminate. The light from the 6th seal will spiritually illuminate. So this light is going to be a spiritual light. Illuminate humanity in this period, meaning this third era that we're entering, that we're in now. We're already in it. It's just a matter of getting, used to it, getting the idea. You know what I'm saying? And with it, mysteries will be clarified. He say all things going to become known. We're going to know everything, and it's true. This thing has unlocked so many secrets that it's ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? It's overwhelming how many secrets this one document, this Third Testament unlocks. It unlocks all kinds of stuff. Where do you go when you die? Are there people on other planets? How many lives do we have? You know what I'm saying? Why do the good die young? All kinds of stuff in here. Okay, here we go. My doctrine will become established in different nations, and all those things not yet discovered by men will be revealed through the light from the 7 seals. Okay, now we didn't got over past the 6 seals, but you remember in the 6 seals, that comes all your earthquakes. That comes all, the earth shaking and all of that stuff. Then we go to the 7th seal. You got to understand that there's a whole lot more going on here than just some flipping of some 6 seals to some 7 seals. There's a lot going on to the point where people don't die anymore. We become immortal, back like it was in the days of Adam and Eve and Noah and all them guys, where people live for thousands of years. Well, there was something different in the universe, and he's promising that in this 7th seal, whatever that was is going back. Then you will speak to humanity about these teachings which you received, and you will tell them how to fulfill my law. Now, you know what I'm saying? That's very important. There's a lot of people going to grab this book and they're going to run off like they got some new toy. But, you know what I'm saying? Look at this last verse, this last phrase in this verse here. And will tell them how to fulfill my law. Because, until you fulfill the law, you ain't doing nothing. You know what I'm saying? You got a car with no gas in it. You know what I'm saying? You ain't going nowhere. You can sit here and look at how pretty this thing is, but it's not going to start. It's not going to go nowhere. You know what I'm saying? People come up, they got to drive over to your house to see your car while you sit there and figure out, and somebody going to ask you eventually why you don't drive it, and you got to say the embarrassing thing is, I don't know how to get it started. Well, the reason why you're not going to know how to get it started is because of the law. And yes, he is talking about Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy, Genesis. The first commandment is that be fruitful and multiply. You will do every single law in there. You know what I'm saying? In order to unlock this thing. What do he say? If you break one, you break them all, So we got to get into his law in order to unlock this stuff. So, hey, guys, I hope you got anything on it. You made it this far. Leave us a comment. Say you finished it. You know what I'm saying? Teach me too. Like I said, I don't claim to know everything. I do not know everything. I promise you I got more questions than I got answers. You know what I'm saying? We just need, a few people that's, like you, that's serious and, want to come to the table. And we can do it, via, Blog Talk Radio. We could do it YouTube. We could do it on chat, on Facebook. We can make a phone call. We can do it a lot of ways if you guys want to get into, studying the Bible seriously, we could find a way to do it, or not. We'll just keep doing it this way. We'll let the Spirit guide us. So, I don't know what else to say, y'all. That's that on that. Shalom. Hermes Academy. Power, patience, continence, and faith. We teach virtue.